Hi everybody! Today we're going to see how I draw Drive from Kamen Rider. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpies. So if you don't want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out, look in the description and you'll find a link that you can click on that will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'll even include one for color. But for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself and get us going. Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to get a little bigger here, because I realize sometimes I don't use the entire page like I should. And plus I have him a little not squatty, but his legs are kind of spread out. And so he is squatting to a point. Not squatty, but squatting. So yeah, I'm going to take advantage of, we got a bigger screen. I can draw more, right? Okay, so then from there, and basically what I'm doing here first is I'm drawing out a bunch of lines to see if I can get him in the position that I want. Then I add the details. So that's what I'm always going to recommend for you guys. Whenever you sketch, whenever you stretch is what I was about to say. Whenever you sketch, try to do that. Sketch. Just put a bunch of lines down until you're happy with what it looks like, and then start adding the details. I see a lot of people, and I used to do it myself, a lot of people just start like with the eyes and start building out. You build out, and maybe it works. Maybe sometimes that works. Maybe it works for you 100% of the time. But until you can do that, I recommend always, always, always sketch, sketch, sketch. Get yourself there. Drive to the location. Drive where you want to go. Then you can play around on the playground. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I'm trying to tell you to do, is sketch first, get there, and then you can play. Okay, so like now, so I've got him in the position I got to put a hand right here. I got him in the position I want. So now I'm going to add some detail. So let's see. All right. And this is a cool character. I like him a lot. So now I'm going to play around with the detail I can do. And I've got him kind of with his arms up, so that means that's going to raise up a little bit of the detail of his armor, I guess is what we're going to call it, his suit. Because, you know, it normally sits on his shoulders, but if your shoulders are up, well then, exactly what I just said, your shoulders are up. So you kind of have to, you know, raise anything that is up on his shoulders is what I'm trying to say. Because that's anatomy. That's how it works. Whenever you have something on your shoulders and you raise your arms, you know, your whatever's up there gets raised with your shoulders. So that's one reason I don't like drawing from like an action figure. I mean, the detail is there. If I'm drawing that action figure, I know exactly what's going to go in it. Like, oh, okay, he's going to have these and he's going to have that. But you don't get true muscle reaction. So unless you know that, it's not very good to draw from an action figure. But specifically because of that, like I said, you're not going to get the true motions of muscle movement. And it's very important when you're drawing stuff. So, like, that's why sometimes figures look funny when you try to do like a Superman pose, you know, like a flying pose with a figure or something, and the arms are kind of twisting at the where the shoulder is. They don't raise the shoulders, so it looks a little funny. Okay, so this one's not too hard. This one's kind of coming together very, very, very smoothly. Is that a word? Smoothly? Smoothly is what it is. Not the way I'm saying it. Not smoothly. I'm adding extra letters and vowels. Don't do that. I should make a whole new video called How I Speak, because I change it up too much, right? This is how I speak. You speak how you speak. And we'll all speak somewhere together. I don't know. Okay, let's see. Let me add some details of his head. There's a lot of sketch lines on this one. But that's okay, because I'm going to clean it up in a little bit anyway, and then maybe that will define a few things for me. I don't know why I just jumped away from the head. I was just in the middle of drawing it, and all of a sudden I just completely started on a new spot. Alright, so I'm going to draw a hand. Let me draw this hand real fast. Okay, now maybe I can concentrate on what I was doing. The head, yeah, I don't know why I stopped. I just started getting into other parts and got excited and started jumping around. But that's okay, because sometimes it takes that. Sometimes you kind of need to lean back and look at your picture and see if you got your proportions right. And sometimes I'll do that, and I'll see something that's off, and I'll start to jump on that line, and that moves around where I'm drawing. So that's kind of why I do stuff like that. Alright, so let's see if we can get this fin down, or the spoiler that's on his head. No spoilers, just kidding, gotta have a spoiler on this one. Okay, I think that'll work. That looks pretty good. I think I can jump over now. I think I'm ready to start with the Sharpie and get us going. So I'm going to erase some of these lines. It took me quite a bit to get here. I'm going to erase some of these sketch lines and leave myself just confidence lines. So that's what you want in life. You just want to work with confidence, not with sketchiness. And as I was drawing, I just throw lines down haphazardly until I got it where I want it. Then I start getting darker. Those are my more confident lines, because that's where I got more confident with what I was sketching. And that's what you want to work with in life, confidence. But we want the Sharpies to stand out, or I do, on my drawing this time. So I want to erase some of these pencil lines, but give myself a blueprint, a nice little image that's faint and light, and it gives me direction where I'm going to go. And I think that's it right there. Any more and I'll start to disappear too much. So let's welcome anybody that skipped over to this next portion and get going. Welcome, skippers. Welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because I do a drawing every day. You can join along and have some fun. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen, mostly the fine point, but the pen's a little finer than the fine point. You can find the things that the fine point can't quite find. So I'm going to get going on my sketch. I've drawn the entire thing out, but I've erased the darker. I've erased a majority of it, so what's left is a light, faint image I can kind of trace over. So I'm going to start off with the Sharpie pen, just because I can control the line widths much better for the face. And usually with the eyes and the details, that's when it helps, but there's not much in this one. So I'm just going to draw some of the tinier things I want to draw and then come back. So let's go ahead and draw the eyes and build out, okay? So I'm going to draw his, my pen's dying, I need to get a new one. I'm going to draw just a guideline of an edge. And he's kind of tilted just slightly this way, so we're not straight at you. We're kind of looking off this direction, I guess. I don't know why I'm pointing like that, because you can't see once I'm doing this and I'm off camera. But that's what we're doing. So this will be the center, like that. I'm going to bring it down like this. Try to clean that up, because my lines are completely off, but that's okay. And build off of this. I'm going to thicken some of these up, because it's a little thinner than I want it to be, but that's okay. And from here I can add on to the line strokes that I'm doing that I want to be accented by this tinier one. Okay, so he's got a whole bunch of stuff on the side of his face here, so that's why I want to be able to control just a few lines like this, and then I'll come back with the Sharpie pen, which is a lot fatter, and build the rest of it. But I want to do just a little bit of detail. My lines aren't connected for some reason. Just to make it different, just to make it stand out, you know? Just something like this. And I really can't tell what it is in the picture. That's the downside, is some of this stuff is like too specific, and we're not going to put all the detail in anyway, but I wanted to add just stuff like this just to make it look, you know, specific to the style of the mask here. And that's it. See, so that's all. Now I'm going to thicken these lines up and get ready for the big Sharpie. But I wanted to add that tinier detail that I couldn't do with this Sharpie. All right, so let's build off of this. I'm going to build the side of his head here. See how thick that is? There's no way I could have gotten that in there like that. So I just wanted to do that while I could with that Sharpie. Okay, and I'm going to draw the side of him like that. This one you can't really see, so we're going to build it out like that. So you see what I mean? How he's kind of tilted just a hair? That's something unique that you're going to give your own and stand out from the rest of them. You stand out from the crowd, so to speak. So he's got a spoiler. So I'm going to draw, let's see, let's go ahead and draw the wings of the spoiler. And you know what I mean by spoiler, right? From a car, that little thing that's on the back. So we're going to come down just a little bit. That one's going to come down a little bit like that and draw the spoiler, the little part. So here's the tricky part. I can't turn my paper, so I'm trying to find a good angle to turn it, because normally I would just do it like this and get it done right, but I got to kind of play around with turning myself. So let me see if I could do this, because I want to draw the top and the bottom and try to keep them consistent, but it's okay if it's not, so don't worry about that. We're just going to try, okay? All right, so it's going to come like this, up and down. So I'm going to do this, up and down, and connect there. So I'm going to try to do the same thing, but that's okay if it doesn't happen. It's all right. Let's see what we can do. All right, not too bad, not too bad. Okay, let me get back in my position. And I probably need to do that for the head too. So let me come down like this. That's where it's going to connect. Same thing over here like this. Connect in the back. And draw the top of the head. Let me see if I can curve it like I have in my sketch at this angle. Boof, this is hard. That's my new word of the day. Boof. B-O-O-F. Boof. Here we go. Boof. All right, not bad, not bad. Let me clean it up with this, because I don't want to take the chance of messing it up with that big Sharpie and boof it up, you know? All right, how's yours looking? Boof-tastic? All right, kind of point that out just a little bit. There we go. I'm happy with mine. How's yours coming out? Awesome. Okay, now we're just going to build off of this. Now he's got that tire in front of him, so I kind of want to do that first because it's in front of everything, and you always want to draw what's in front first. So when you draw what's behind, you don't have to draw everything. You know, you only draw what you can see, is what I'm trying to say. So I always draw what's in front first. So for the tire, I've already got it sketched out, so I know where it's going to go. Something like this, like that, okay? And so that means we're going to draw the edge flat like that. This one's going to come around flat like that, and then curve it back up. Now, remember what I said up there. I kind of want to draw parallel to this line, but it's okay if it doesn't happen. Don't worry about that. Don't stress yourself out. So we're just going to bring this line up, go around like this, and touch it like that. So not bad. It could be better, could be worse. So I'm very happy with that. So let's just keep going. There are details in it, and if you can kind of play around with it like this. There's also treads, but I'm not even going to worry about that. I'm just going to keep going because I like where I am, and I'm very happy with it. All right, so now I'm going to build his armor underneath this. So his neck is going to come down here like that. Can't really see much of it, but it's going to help us to guide where the armor is going to hit like that. Okay, so that's also going to give us an edge to play around with the his neck piece like this. Let me go ahead and connect that now that I have a start-stop point, and bring it around to the front like this. Okay, this one you can't really see, but you can see the edge that this is covered up. So we'll go ahead and do that. So we're gonna something like this. And there we go. And it does have like some what are those called? They're on cars. They're like breathers, like vents. That's what it is. There's small little vents that we'll just throw a few of them in there like that. There's another one in here. Again, you can only see so much. So there's only so much we have to draw. And this helps to give it a little oomph. Give it a little boof, you know? All right. Again, just playing around, just a little bit of detail while I can. All right. Let's get going. So, he's got his awesome little shoulder pads, but you can't see them all because of the way we have him. So, this one is kind of going back like this. And this shoulder is kind of covered up, so we can only see that much. All right. This one is covered up by the arm in front of it. So, let's draw. Let's go ahead and finish up this hand, and then we'll go back over there. So, I'm going to draw his bicep to his shoulder, his armpit, which is going to be kind of bent in like this. There's his elbow, like that. And then the armor piece he has, his gauntlet. This is over his elbow a little bit. It's going to come up, and he's going to have that toy flinger, right? Isn't that what that is? It shoots off cars or something like that. I sound like an old man trying to describe toys I don't understand, but honestly, I don't know anything about this character. I'm just going by what the pictures I see, and it looks like that's kind of the genius of the Kamen Rider toys. Is it looks like they're wearing toys that you can actually buy and use, and so that's kind of cool. But like I said, I don't own any, so I don't own and don't have all the details to draw, but I can draw what it looks like, you know? But yeah, it looks like some kind of toy that shoots off a gun, so that's pretty cool. All right. Okay, so now we're just going to draw like a fist that he's got his hand up like that, so I'm going to draw the pinky. Like that, tucked in. I'm going to draw the front of the hand like that, so I can draw. Oh, you know what? Let's do the thumb because it's in front of these fingers right here, and we don't want to lose that. So I'm basically just going to draw the front of it like this, bring it in, and so now that's in front of all these fingers. So, like I said, there's only so much you can draw, so there's only so much we need to draw. Like that. Okay. Let me come back in and add just a little bit of detail just to help out, to show that it's the hand like that, and to clean up some of this. All right. Oh, you know what? And he's got, like we were talking about, the little vents, the air vent. Just a little accent piece, you know, something like that. All right. Okay, so now we're going to do this one. And this arm is in front of the shoulder piece, so we got to draw that first. So I'm going to go ahead and draw the bottom, because I already know where my sketch took me, up to the gauntlet like we did there. And it's going to come up to about right there, come down, and do that. Okay? And this one, let's do like a I don't want to say karate chop, but yeah, the hand up like this, something like that, something a little different. So we're going to draw the back of the hand like this. The front of the hand is going to come in like that. The other side is going to come in like this. And the thumb, we're going to have it wrapped over like that. So we're kind of drawing like that, okay? So that means the thumb is kind of over itself, okay? Like that. So now we're going to draw the pinky, the ring finger, the middle finger, and you can't really see the, look at that square. Why did I do that? Don't do that. Round it off. You can't really see the index finger, so we're just going to do that. Let me clean that up a little bit. And see, it happens. Sometimes we have perfect drawings. Sometimes we have a little stuff we're going to go back and kind of tweak and fix. Fix the boofs. All right. Okay. And there we go. And I'm just adding a few little hand lines just to, you know, kind of like creases and folds, just to make it come alive, make it my own. And for this one, we're just going to kind of do something like this and add that little vent like we were talking about. Just a little something just to, you know, make it come alive. We'll say there's one on the other side there, but you can't quite see it. All right. So Now we're going to do the shoulder pad. Connect that a little bit, like that. Okay, and so same thing, this one's coming up here like this, going like that, and we can add a little detail in there in a second. So that means this one is kind of flowing back here, but again, because we can't see it, there's only so much we can draw of it. So I'm just going to kind of stick it up like this. It's going to go back like that. We're going to pretend that came all the way through. We're going to connect it like this and draw like the squareness of it, because it's almost kind of like the same thing, almost like a vent piece. And add just a little bit of extra detail just to make it come alive. All right, I forgot that line. Let me draw that line real quick. Like that. And I do see something extra. I'm going to do this. Do that. And like I said, let's add a little bit for the bicep. So we'll just do something like this. And let's see, if it's coming around, that means it's going to do something like that. Okay, just a few, like we did here, a few little stress lines, just to show that it's all bent up. Okay. All right. So now here's the tricky part. Like I said, I don't know these, so I can only do so much detail. So I'm going to play around with his belt and see what I can do here. Okay, so I'm going to draw one edge of it there. It's going to come down to a little point like that. A little point there. Something like this. And again, this is like a toy launcher. You know, it's specifically built to do that stuff, but I don't have one, so I can only go by what pictures are and hope I get it right, you know. So let's see. So I'm gonna try to add a few little details. If you have it, if you know it, you add the details. You know what it is. I'm just going by the picture that I see and trying to get it to look something like that. But really what it is the cool detail. That's really all I'm trying to do, is add some really cool, like, space details, you know, because he kind of looks like a robot, something like that. So more than anything, even if I'm not getting it right, I just like adding a little bit of cool detail just to make it come alive, you know. Okay, good. I'm happy with that. So now I can connect stuff. So I can connect his waist right there, and he's got like little car holders on the side here, the little toy holders. So I'm going to come over here to this side, finish off the belt, and add like these little holder things like that. And he's got 3 of them. And again, this is not specific. This is not, you know, accurate 100%, but it's a little something to draw and add to it. Okay. All right. So here we go. Going to finish off this little detail here of his waist. Clean that up a little bit. All right, so now I've got his legs kind of in a wide stance, kind of spread out, because he's in a kind of an action pose, you know. So I'm going to draw this leg down. I'm going to follow what I just did right there down to the knee pad. So I'm going to come down here like this, and he's got these really cool shin protectors. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a nice little point, because that's where it's going to be. And then I can draw his knee pads like that. And this is all material, so I'm going to add some creases and folds just because I like doing that kind of stuff. Okay, so his legs are spread like that. This one's coming in like this. So that means I can do like that for this one. Now, I want to add some in here, but not too many. But because his legs are stretched out like that, it's obviously going to cause some, you know, stress on his pants there. So I like drawing stuff like that just to kind of show that, yeah, it's alive, it's action posed, you know. It's not just armor, you know. He's got some cool material pants that will get stretched out, you know. Okay, so let's see. Now we're gonna do, I guess we're gonna finish this leg. Let's finish that, and then we'll come back over here. I'm kind of jumping all around, huh? So we're gonna draw the gauntlet, pretty much like his arm, just a gauntlet of a protector over here. Gonna come down kind of in the shape of the calf, but you know, it's armor. So there we go. And I'm going to draw his shoe, and it's pointed right at you, so it's kind of straight at you, and we'll add a few details here in a second. There we go. Not much more I can really add, huh? Ooh, this Sharpie's dying. It's time to get another one. Alright. Yeah, that's all I can really add for that, because it's just pointed right at you. So, now we're going to do this one. And it's pretty much just the side view. So we're going to draw the knee pad. Like that. And we're going to draw the... Oh, I see, now that I'm seeing it too, the gauntlet is only colored on the front, so the back of it's kind of black. So, I'm going to do that. Here's the front. We'll go ahead and give it a defining edge then, so... I'm just going to kind of follow the shape of it. Like that. Cool. Okay, I like that. So now we're the same thing. We're just going to draw his foot. Come in like that. And we're going to draw, he looks like he's almost wearing like a slipper, because it comes up like this. There's a whole other level to it like that, but no heel, so that's why it kind of looks like a slipper. Like this. Then we're going to draw a little round part like we did there. We're going to draw the little breather type kind of things looking like that. And there we go. So, you know what? Let me add a little bit of detail here. There, like that for a heel. Okay, so there you go. I say we take care of the rest with color. So that is Kamen Rider Drive. So here is my colored version. You could do it however you like. I just thought I'd show you how I decided to color it. If you'd like to color it like this, you can always pause the video here and use the coloring techniques that I used, or you can just make it your own. Remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures of how I draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button to be updated about each new video.